Let's do this. Some blades.
Woohoo.
Woo! Let me get my shenanigans out of the way here real quick. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our charity stream for Direct Relief. You can donate and see the team page over at tinyurl.com/direct relief donate one, the number, not the word. I fumbled that earlier. Promised I wouldn't do that now. Oh boy. I'm gonna screw it up anyways. But that is correct. You can also check our pinned tweet at terrible_party on Twitter. You see my face enough, you don't need to see me a whole bunch here. So why don't we let these lovely people introduce themselves? So we'll go Nate, Courtney, Cayla, and then you all can introduce yourselves. And I'm sure, Nate, do you have a character thing you want us to do later?
Yes.
Okay, I
Let's do
wasn't
that.
sure how you wanted to do it. I should have asked that. I am sorry. And if there's anything you all want to promote or talk about, I have a feeling I know what some of them will be. So you can go right for it there, Nate.
All right. I'm Nathan or Nate, whatever either or. It's all good. From Dungeon Master's Test Kitchen and Dungeon Master's Test Kitchen Chef's Night. Um, I'll be these guys' referee for tonight for the Blades in the Dark game. I guess that's about all I got.
Go for it, Courtney.
Courtney, I think I'm technically also from Dungeon Master's Test Kitchen
You
now on an unreleased project. I'm from, I don't know, the US. I'm boring. Play a lot of video games. It's a lot of fun.
Yay! Cayla?
All right, my name's Cayla. I am from Dungeon Master's Test Kitchen as well. I star on DMTK Chef's Night, and as like Courtney said, we do have a new project coming up soon. You can find me on Twitter under Veranox, Veranox.
Woo! And that's how I know these folks is through the aforementioned Chef's Night where I play eggs! Ah!
The internet.
And I am the charity stream wrangler cat herder. I think cat herder works in these situations usually.
That's pretty much just what all tabletops like.
That's fair. That's completely fair. So again, the charity donation link is tinyurl.com/direct relief donate one, the number. And you can see all of the streamers who are and will be streaming for Direct Relief. They are an international organization getting PPE and supplies into the hands of healthcare workers who are on the front of the COVID pandemic. So it is incredibly important that we support them any which way that we can. So thank you for all the work that you do there. That is so much appreciated. Let's play some goddamn Blades in the Dark. Okay. It's all you, Nathan.
No pressure.
No pressure. None at all. All right. So our little story here begins in the city of Duskwall, or known as to some Duskwall, in the imperial province of Akaros. The city, as you guys can see on the map, is sort of surrounded by these tall pillars, and I'm going to ping them out here for you, that surround and protect the city from the sort of the outer wastes of the area. They keep out sort of like the demons and the ghosts and any sort of weird supernatural thing that would come into the city. Basically, Duskfall itself is a city of merchants and nobles and scoundrels like yourself. It is an important hub for the whole world, as it is the place where giant Leviathan hunting ships are sent out to hunt Leviathans, extract their blood for plasma, and power these gates or these towers that protect the cities. And this is sort of where you guys come in. you are a group of, I believe, you guys have chosen shadows as your crew, who sort of prey on the goings on of the cities. Um, Basically, take jobs to take advantage of the wealth of the nobles or whatever other nefarious dealings are going on. Um, so, without further ado, let's get you guys to introduce yourself.
Same order, Nate.
Yeah,
Okay.
start with Courtney.
Cool. Thanks. So my character's name is Una Parmenter, but she goes by Zap. She grew up in a really religious sect, and so now that she's all grown up and has found that she has some supernatural, strange abilities, she's tried to pull a 180 because she's like, well, I'm not that, so I'm going to do the exact opposite. And so she joined a group of shadows and is their forget the name of what I do. A whisper. That's what I am. A whisper.
All right. My character's name is Hetty Wormwood, and she goes by Wormwood. She is from a long line of Leviathan hunters, so her and her family go out into the tumultuous ocean and hunt down giant demons for their blood to protect the city. She is in her mid-40s. She kind of is very wiry, somewhat hunched, and she has very long, dark hair that always looks like it's wet, and she just loves to kill things.
I love it so much. Oh my goodness. I'm playing Samara. I am an Eruvian exiled noble. Don't talk about it. Samara is a very statuesque, severe looking woman, age indeterminate, has like that 1920s flapper, very like angled bob, just pure black hair, always dressed very immaculately, and likes everyone until she can't use them anymore. So she's a slide. She will make friends with the sex worker on the corner to the local priest, and then when she doesn't need them anymore, she moves on. And so far, these two have made themselves rather useful.
All right.
When you're about to say slide, I thought you were going to say slut for a second.
No, that's my sister. We don't talk about her either. Bastard.
Okay. So you guys mentioned that the headquarters, or I guess your lair, is out of Samara's home. So Samara, your home was in sort of Brightstone, if I recall, in kind of like the Noble area. Okay. What is your guys' sort of day to day? Like, what do you guys do while you're waiting for kind of work to come through? What does it look like when you're just kind of hanging out?
Well, when there's not work, Weirman's down at the docks hunting demons, so.
Fair. Okay.
Murder. Lots of murder.
Kills things all the time.
All day, every day.
Samara wouldn't go too far from Brightstone, mostly because that's where she knows she can get useful information and hit up her contacts, and then usually circles back around with Zap and Wormwood once a week or so, just to see if they've heard anything interesting.
Okay. So looking at your guys' particular hunting grounds, what is your, with the three of you together, what is your preferred type of work? As shadows, usually it's kind of like burglary, espionage, robbery, sabotage. What's your...
Weirman's the muscle, so she doesn't really care.
We need you to strong arm all those chests open. Huh?
I don't know. I think like Zap doesn't really care as long as she's making some money because that means she doesn't have to go help her mom out at the silk shop. And she's trying really hard to learn how to be a badass, cool person. Like she's a little church mouse, and she's like decided she doesn't want to be that anymore, and she's spoopy now. So, like,
It's not just a phase, Mom.
it's not just a phase mom, but like seriously, like she's like think of like small town, very sheltered religious little girl like going to the big city and being like, I'm gonna join a gang.
Just got off the bus. Yeah.
Yep. She's like, excuse me, I would like to purchase 2 drugs. I know usually it's only 1, but 2, please.
I'm pretty
So, like,
hardcore.
So she's not really sure what she's doing, so she just nods a lot and then tries to say something that sounds dangerous.
That's amazing.
That's so good. Oh my god.
I love it.
So then Samara's the ringleader then.
Oh
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. I don't. Oh god. For her, it started as blackmail.
Okay.
Because nobles have a lot of problems that they need to hide, and that seemed easy. But yeah, she's always kind of like on the lookout for, because shiny things are hard to pawn or fence.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the secrets are kind of like her gig. Or sabotage is fun too.
Okay. Okay. So I guess at this point, probably Samara, it would be you who would be sort of dealing with your contact, Amencio, who generally comes by when there is a little bit of work. If you guys haven't heard of anything on your own, or have already been contracted by somebody. So does Amencio come to your home, or do you meet elsewhere?
Oh no. No. We meet somewhere of my choosing. He does not come into my sanctum. Are you kidding me?
Okay. So at this point, you have received a letter directly from Amencio saying that he would like to set up a meeting. He has a little bit of work for the 3 of you, and it turns out that if you are able to do what it is that is asked of you, you might have a blue coat or 2 in your back pocket. Little favor for the local officials, and you might have a little bit of leverage. So where do you decide to meet him?
We're going to go down Ruby Street. There's a little, like a little spice shop or something down there that I know they do far more interesting business in the back there.
Okay, perfect. So he agrees to your meeting. Is this a regular meeting location for you guys then?
It's on a rotation.
Ah, okay, perfect.
It was on
so yeah.
yesterday.
So yeah, Amancio agrees to meet you down at the spice shop and awaits your meeting.
I will go get Zap and Wormwood. We have a job.
Ooh.
I think.
Well, what is it?
If we are good at it, we get a couple of the blue coats in our back pocket. Useful?
Useful.
Useful. The job, I do not know what it is. Amencio is waiting for us.
Okay. Hopefully I can kill someone this time.
Well, look at it this way. He screws us, you can kill him.
Win-win.
As far as I'm concerned. Zap, I bought you a drug.
She's so excited. She doesn't even know what to do with herself.
I will show you how
She
to do
doesn't
it
have-
later. Yeah?
She's not even brave enough to do them. Like she always just, I'll just do it at home.
You have,
I'll
like,
just
a
save it for
stash.
later. And she's got a stash at home of just like weed gummies. She's not brave enough to eat yet. But one day,
You're the quite rager, huh? So everyone goes to the... You better never let someone find out that you have that, and you have it well hidden.
Don't let your mom clean your room.
Alright.
it's fine. I put a pot on top of the box, so when I joke about having pot in my room, she just finds the cooking pot and thinks it's a funny joke.
Fucking amazing. Oh my god.
You're so precious.
Alright. We wait too long, he'll leave.
Yes, let's get going.
Broke Nate already.
Oh, so good. I love it. All right. So as you walk into the spice shop, you see that the counter is unattended. The person who owns the shop is sort of ignoring the fact that you guys have just walked in. And the curtain to the back area is open. And as you sort of like step a little past the door, they kind of sneak in, flip the closed sign, and lock the door.
Very good. Emancio!
Oh, yes. Yes, is that you, Samara?
No. It's the other exiled noble that you know. Who looks like me.
Okay.
Do you have
Perfect.
a twin? You never told me.
No. That's okay. I'll explain it later. Don't worry about it.
And he just sort of just kind of shakes his head and says, so it turns out that some of the bluecoats are sort of trying to avoid a little bit of work. It turns out they've happened upon a bit of a drug trade that has been going on from a local gang. A fellow by the name of Tink, I believe, runs with a small group that people refer to as Legitimate Courier Business Incorporated.
What a stupid name.
Yeah, that's our old crew.
It's our old crew.
Even I know. Even I know.
He just like he kind of says, "Don't ask me about the names." He says, and he looks at you guys, and anyhow, it looks like he has been him and his crowd of penguins have been delivering trance powder all over the city. The police have found the bluecoats have found their way into his operation, but it's a little more dangerous dealing with that crew than they thought, and they would like the evidence to disappear.
Alright.
Hmm.
So,
The-
retrieval, disposal.
Basically, you know what? If you would like to keep the transporter for yourself. You may do so if you would like to destroy of it. You do what you like.
We're going to give Zappa like the side eye.
If you want to do both, you can do both. Really, these fine blue-coated gentlemen would just like you to sneak into the inspector's office and dispose of the evidence. He is a bit of a hard-nosed man, and they do not want to be going after these folks.
Ah. Right. Well. Inspector. What are we talking about here?
Sorry?
Coin? What are we doing?
As always, there will be coin involved. No job is given without decent pay. And he kind of laughs. He says, "You may even find something in the evidence locker to take as well." Basically, these gentlemen will be paying you in coin, as well as, well, if you make the theft look very convincing, you might even find some coin of your own within the locker.
So does that put civilian casualties on the okay list?
Civilian, blue coat, I don't think they care. I think they just want the evidence gone.
Deal.
Look, Wormwood, you get a murder after all.
And you get your drugs. It'll be great.
Did I get enough coin to fix up the roof on that stupid church? Alright. Well, you have anything else? We have plans with the inspector's office, a rota of when he's there, anything.
I have a little bit of information. The inspector is a more of a 9 to 5 kind of man. It would probably be best to get in late at night. However, you don't have very long to be able to retrieve the items. They will be within the evidence locker for the next couple of nights, but are expected to be shipped out very soon. So the timetable could change, as often it does, but you should have a night or two to be able to complete your task. Watch out for some of the other groups. Obviously, the blue coats are going to have regular checks coming between our cities or our areas of the city. So you may want to keep an eye on for those.
And which blue coat station is this?
Good question. The Bluecoats have a station close to Night Market. It is actually by the Geddock Rail Station. So you will have to head out in that direction. South City.
We know some people there.
Very good, very good. Is the inspector I look over at Zap, a spiritual man, a purveyor of mysticism that you know of?
The inspector is is a no-nonsense kind of man. He does not believe in gods. He barely believes in the Leviathans that keep our cities so safe. But on the other hand, he also doesn't necessarily believe in the fact that his work would like to keep him there 14 hours a day. So basically, he is in it for himself. And if that means being able to take down one of the factions of the city and move him on up and out of the city, then that is a thing he will do. One thing you might want to keep in mind that might help you if you do encounter him is, oddly enough, he is a family man.
That is good.
Tell me we're not dealing with children.
As far as I understand, there will be no children.
Better stay that way.
I mean, kids are useless. Why would we even...
People get upset when you kill their children.
Well, yes, no, I don't know. Why would we do that? That's stupid. There's
Because
no
have you ever
sense in
spent any
it.
time with children?
We are not advocating nor promoting.
Oh, you
This is
said
totally in
that and
character, guys. This has
immediately
nothing to do with
my
was
personal
like,
opinions.
Nothing to
just
do
like,
with your neighbors. Okay, bye, cat. All right. Well, no, that's good. That's good information, though. We may be able to. I don't know why my camera's doing that. We may be able to find a use for that at some point if we need it, only to get him out of the office to be like,
really good
oh,
hostages. They're small and defenseless.
wow,
She's not wrong.
it's true. But hostages quickly turn into a lot of panic and paranoia, and then we suddenly have 30 blue coats on our asses, and I like living here.
And,
So
and
Zap
tiny
is-
body bags, you don't want that.
God.
So Zap is handling the children if we find any.
So Zap will babysit. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. She can teach them about drugs.
Oh, that's perfect. That's
So
good.
many.
You can
It's
show them a
educational.
drug. You have a suitcase, you could turn around and be like, this is one
You
drug.
gave me a drug.
This is two
I
drugs.
bought 2 when I came to the city. I have lots of drug.
This is blue drug, this is red drug.
Yeah, this is something looks like leaves.
Might be oregano.
Yeah.
How does trans powder work? Is it like
Oh, I know all about that. Yes, it's good. Fun. All right, Demencio. I'm sorry, we're crazy. We'll go now. Thank you.
Wait, there was something about penguins.
I thought that was vernacular. No.
No, the the legitimate business the legitimate courier business crew has a has a group of penguins working with them.
birds?
Like, yes, like you find in the cold country.
Oh, I thought you just meant they all had dumb uniforms.
Oh, no. But yes, but no.
Which, oh, penguins.
Should we be expecting penguins in the evidence room?
In the evidence room, no. Well, maybe. No, probably not. But maybe.
Penguins at the end of this, right?
I really don't like birds.
They don't even fly. They're not useful. What is it?
They're really cute though, and you can send them to the market for things.
But
I've seen it happen.
why have them if they can't fly and they have no arms?
You give them a little backpack, and they just kind of waddle around.
Right, but if I saw a penguin waddling around with a backpack on, I would just go, "Oh, hey, penguin," and take the backpack and go, "Ha ha ha! I got your penguin backpack," and run away.
Sorry, I'm going into like a biology mode. I'm like thinking about the terrible things about penguins, and I'm just like, yeah, but have you seen them shit aggressively at things? Hear them.
Me, the marine biologist.
Oh man.
She
Real
knows what she's talking
aggressive.
about.
Real aggressive shitters.
I don't want to be anywhere near that. I pass.
See, birds are terrible. We don't want that.
They're cute.
All right. Go back. Make a plan. Amencio, as always, don't get killed.
I will attempt to not do the thing.
Wormham just because the eye, like, I'm looking at you thing, and then walks out the door.
Oh wow. Okay.
We're like,
no.
Dad slaps hand. No, don't be friendly. He needs to be scared.
Flip him off.
Zap still doesn't get it. Like every once in a while she tries to be tough, but if like we're friendly with people, she's like,
How are you? Flip him off. Kick him in the ass on their way out the door.
You said you like birds, right?
just shit aggressively on his front door.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh my god.
So, we going back to church to plan?
Wow, yes.
Okay.
I'm stuck on penguin backpack still.
Haven't you seen those YouTube videos? There's like a penguin that lives in Japan and its owner sends it on trips to the market and it has like a little shopping list and money in its backpack.
Oh my god,
It
that's
is
so
the
amazing.
most wholesome
That would
thing.
only work in Japan.
It would only ever work in Japan. In America, that penguin would be dead in the street, but you know, one can dream. Pet
And its
penguins
penguin
one day.
backpack would be stolen.
This isn't drugs.
All right. So, to the planning phase.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a good time to figure this out. What is your guys's ideal what is your plan? What are you thinking about? Like how are you going to go about this operation?
So, Weirwood has all her weapons stored in the altar in the church. So she's kind of opening it up while you guys are kind of planning. She's like, "Should I get the big one or the really big one?" And I have the rusted one downstairs. What do you think?
Medium?
Okay.
Only because if we need to sneaky in and sneaky out.
Concealment, I get it.
Yeah. That's all I'm figuring.
So, do we sneaking or are we...
I mean, dead of night, stealing drugs, stealing whatever we can find.
It's always night, by the way.
I know, dead of night. Dead of night.
The real night. The dark is dark.
The dark is midnight. No, I mean that would be my. I mean, we should have a phase, right? We try to sneak in. We have a plan B if that goes awry. All else fails. We kill everyone in sight and we take the booty and go home.
Works for me.
Okay. So we are going to move on to our engagement roll.
Let's see how good this goes.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Okay. So a couple of questions that we're going to roll through before we make it. So would you guys consider this operation particularly bold or daring?
Well, we are breaking into
a
a
police
police
station.
station.
Yeah, that
Stealing
was
the
my
evidence locker.
First thought,
Mhm.
not just anything, the inspector's office.
Yep. Okay. So
Now we do. I think we said for our crew that we had contacts.
Yep.
So we do have contacts, and we do have underground maps and passkeys.
Yes.
Okay.
Which will help us, because maybe there's, like, we can get in through the sewers.
I was thinking that, yes, as close as possible, right? And then sneak back out, ideally the same way. Avoid the streets.
If we sneak in, I can bring bigger weapons.
Ah, that's true. You could even leave a stash.
Okay. So you guys have contacts that might be able to help you out?
Yep.
Okay.
And underground maps and passkeys.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, and for the listener at home, our crew is called the Honey Badges.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Because we'll fuck your shit up.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't give a fuck.
Ugh.
Zappage
this-
is a really cute name.
This plan probably isn't overly complex.
No, I think it's
Maybe-
pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Okay.
Risky, but straightforward.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should probably. I don't know specifically how well this pulls into the engagement part, but Samara's first line of thinking after all of this would be we would want to watch the rotation of the guards around the station from a vantage point where they can't see us, just so that we can kind of bolt in when they're not looking or when they're not coming around.
Okay, we've only got a day and a bit to do that, so we gotta make sure that we get an idea of the pattern pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I do have I have someone who knows her way around a police station or two. Could maybe scope
We
it
could
out.
we could have Zap just go down there and hand out pamphlets.
Oh, that's true. You have your chick tracks, right? Yeah. Your copies of the Watchtower.
Oh yeah. just like fall right back into that role and just.
No, but we could send you out with something for, the
Penguins?
for penguins. Yeah.
Just a bucket of fish and some pamphlets. Have
Free
you
the
heard about
penguins.
Merchandise?
Penguins. That's how you
Just
lure
go out and
all the children out.
Yeah.
Free penguins. Pretty soon you have a line of children behind you.
Penguins and candy.
Yeah, woo! And then drugs.
Start just dosing everybody.
Oh God.
This can't go wrong.
No, not at all. No, I could send the Rexia down there.
Yeah. Do a little like recon and see how busy it is.
I mean, if I pay her and ask her nicely, and I always do, I could just have her go down there and, wink, wink, whistle at some of the blue coats and see how long it takes for them to try to arrest her. She's small. She gets out real quick.
Good.
Okay. So you guys have a lot of advantages coming into this. Into this score. I think overall you guys managed to pick probably 4 advantages. You always start with a 1 and every advantage you have adds a die to the roll. But there is one disadvantage that I'm not going to tell you about. So you guys have 4 dice to roll.
Oh. Now for this, is this a roll for the party?
Yeah, I wonder.
I was trying to see how to do it on the sheet.
So it's in the. If you guys want to do the roll,
Oh, roll
one of you
engagement.
can click on the roll the engagement. Yeah.
Someone hit it!
I'm working on it.
Yeah. Sorry, my cats are fighting.
You said 4, right?
Hmm. Yep.
All right.
All right.
3, 2, 3, 3, 5. 3, 2, 3, 5.
All right. So. My brain just stopped here. Okay. All right. So 5 on an engagement roll is you are in a risky position when you start the score, which is about average, I guess. So let's start it off. What are you guys? How are you guys getting down to that name
Let's take
that
a
I
look at our
completely
maps.
forgot? Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, those maps and keys are definitely gonna come in handy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we'll need to scout out the path to the Blue Coat's office, but we also need to understand the rotation, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
You think that Norixia is going to be able to help with that part?
She would.
Mm.
She would be
All right,
able
then
to do it. Yeah, I can pay her.
we'll handle paths then.
Okay. So you're having someone else scout out the information for you. Okay, and to bring it back. Okay. So what is your guys' sort of route then to get there?
Well, what kind of underground passages do we have available to us?
You will probably have to, if you're looking for passages, you're not going to be able to start from where you are. But there are some buildings. Let me pull up the night market. See what we can see. All right. So the night market area, as you are coming in, is pretty scarce, but there are some larger building areas. So sort of in the 6, as we're pointing here. In fact, 6 is actually the inspectors and the police building. You have a couple smaller areas coming into these areas, and sort of direct access into some underground passages immediately off of the bridge in some of the back alleys. So, depending on where you want to come from, really kind of gives you.
What is 3?
3 is sort of like an open market area.
Be easy to slip through and not be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people moving about, carrying things. And plus, we won't look particularly out of place here anyways.
No, not at all.
I think that works.
If only we had a wheelbarrow.
Why a wheelbarrow?
1, because of the reference. 2, because then we could put everything into the wheelbarrow, and then, like, it would be easier to move it around, and we could cover everything up with, like, I don't know, cabbages or something, and then get out, and no one would know that we had a wheelbarrow full of drugs.
Is this a penguin backpack thing again? Because I don't really understand.
So, because how much stuff are we trying to get out of here? And there's 3 of us, right?
Yes.
So we're gonna have to have backpacks or something. But I was thinking we had a wheelbarrow with things, and we, like, when people sneak out of prison, they have the laundry basket gig where they put the person in the laundry basket with the laundry on top. It's like that, but with a wheelbarrow of cabbages.
Nathan, do we know how much drugs that we're stealing?
How big are
Let me-
drugs?
Let me unmute myself.
What's a drug?
Now that you're done dying.
Yeah.
How big is drug? How much it weigh?
Is small drug or large drug?
Yeah. We don't fuck with the medium ones. They don't sell on the streets. Okay.
Just one of those, that's all?
Sizes?
Like
Like a
6
kilo?
of these.
Oh, okay.
6 of those.
Okay.
Okay.
Too big to hide under a coat.
Too
Yes.
big to hide it. Can't add it to my normal stash. But we could each take 2 and put them in a bag.
I
It
don't
looks like
see that
without
as
being
a
too
problem.
crazy.
As long as the bags don't look alike, huh?
Yeah.
Because then it does look like we're carrying something.
I don't think you have a bag that looks like mine. Her bag is
Really?
made of Leviathan leather.
Yes! Yes, it is!
It's so good.
The badass bag.
That flex though.
And I don't usually carry things on my own, but I suppose I can sacrifice.
Like if we split up, then do we want to split up and try and disappear more easily that way, or do we want to stay together, possibly be easier to track, but
I think
then
it
if something goes wrong, we're all together.
depends on what happens when we come out. Like if there are people waiting, if there are penguins and backpacks waiting for us, then we kill them all.
Possess the penguins.
Are we gonna take the tunnels there or take the tunnels back?
Probably should. I don't know. Popping
Like we should scout them regardless. But
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do think the idea of us splitting up once we have the goods is a good idea. At least one of us could potentially get away then.
That's true. That's true. All right. All right. I like that. So we go tunnels in. At least then we know if they're safe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone can go above ground.
We can
someone
go do
go
it.
underground.
Do we have a time limit, or do we want to just do like a dry run?
We have 2 days, right?
Yeah. So
So if we go do a dry run right now, just go through the tunnels, pop out, walk around, casually stroll by the thing, or one of us go by, and then we figure out like where can we come in and out? How do we go back? Are we all going back the same way? Should we go by different bridges?
Now there is a mechanic in this game that allows for us to be like, oh yeah, we totally planned that.
The
mhm.
flashback.
Yeah, the flashbacks.
Okay.
So, and I think that's a big part of sort of Blade's idea of jumping in and kind of getting into the action. So,
Love it.
when you get to that point,
Okay.
you guys are able to use flashback and kind of say, "Hey, this is what we got."
I forget, is there a cost to that?
There is a cost. It's a 2 stress cost.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. So let me move you guys back to the main map,
All
which
right.
I have moved to align with the actual rest of it. Everything is backwards and sideways because of book. Thanks. But you guys are in Brightstone. Where do you guys head first?
All right, so if we're taking tunnels there to scout them out, you said we can't get in a tunnel at Brightstone. Where's our next available option?
So all of these areas are kind of split up You would probably be able to get into a tunnel at the south end of Charter Hall, but for sure you have an entrance in a building here in Night Market. And as far as you guys know, a little over here. So closer to the park in the center.
So we still have to cross through Brightstone into Charter Hall, which means we have to cross one of those bridges, which means we have to go by blue coats.
Okay. Should we go at intervals? Should we space that out once we all meet at the tunnel entrance?
We could probably go down there together.
I don't. Okay. I'm being overly cautious. What can I say?
We've traveled together before to things. Like we went to that party last week with your cousin Vinny's.
I know, but Vinny's an asshole.
Yeah, but he had good shrimp.
Is this true? Is this true? It's true. I still
Yeah,
hate
can't
that.
go
fucker.
wrong with that.
I hate that fucker.
But he gets good shrimp, so.
Yeah. Is that? Don't. Next time you see him, don't let him talk to you, huh? Ever.
But what if he has shrimp?
No, listen. No. I will give you drug if you don't talk to him anymore.
Deal.
Do you have an idea of how we want to use our informants?
I use mine.
Well, that was just your like contact.
My contact. Oh,
But
the informant. Okay, yeah.
yeah, so as a crew we have informants.
We do.
I also have a demon friend. I don't know what she can do, but she sounds like a good time, so.
I have like a physiker called Sawtooth, so if we get fucked up.
Perfect.
So yeah, we get +1 dice to gathering information for scores because of our informants.
Okay, that's right. Should we see if any of them know of anything strange or particularly off in Night Market in the coming hours? Like, is there a festival we didn't know about? Is there a ship that just came in and there's a bunch of dock workers? Like,
Yes, I like this. Also, we could see if there are any known ghosts in the area that Zap could manipulate.
I can look at. I have a spirit mask, so I can kind of leave it on and kind of keep a low-key eye on all of the spiritual happenings.
that's awesome.
See if we know if there's any
It's
spirits
really
there.
cool.
We could emulate this as part of what we're doing, maybe scare them away when they think of the ghost coming around.
Spooky. Got it. Very good.
Or I could kill them, whatever.
Or you could, I mean, the
Whatever's
killing is
easy.
always, yeah.
It just draws attention.
This is a downside.
All that blood and guts,
This don't bother me.
The screaming though, does draw
But the
attention.
screaming is great. If you've ever got that adrenaline high from it, it's wonderful. You'd like de-age like a whole year.
Do you just walk around in blood all the time?
I ride giant demons into the ocean, stabbing them
I understand that.
and collecting their bloods. There is a lot of blood in my life.
You can hear a small child screaming at just the right time. Too good.
Yeah, their neighbors just brought their kid out.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That is the screaming I was talking about.
Makes you young again.
I don't know about that.
Look at me, don't I look right?
I drink because
She does it.
Okay, yeah, I like that idea. Like, let the informants
Do the shit.
go nose around.
All right, so let's go on down to Charter Hall. So, do we have a vehicle?
I was about to ask you guys the same question.
Ooh.
We're just gonna walk across the bridge.
I mean, That's a good question. I don't know that Samara would care about procuring something, like to keep it on hand.
We can take a taxi. I'm sure there are taxis in this fictional world.
Weirmid doesn't have a vehicle herself, but her family has like a shipping vehicle down at the docks.
Do we want to use that?
So we either go taxi or we go with cargo van.
Cargo van, and then we put this stuff inside the cargo van and we drive it back.
This is option.
Maybe.
It does smell like fish.
Yeah, everything here smells like fish.
And it has a bit of a ignition issue sometimes. Not 100% reliable, but it will get you there eventually with patience.
That's fine.
Why would you put that evil on us, though? The car doesn't always start. You're like, oh.
Hey, it's something. I don't trust the taxi drivers. They look at you funny.
It's true.
They always look at me
All right.
funny.
Weirwood's gonna like call up. Do we have phones in this world? I don't know if there's phones.
Let's just say yes.
Okay. She's gonna call up her brother to have him drop off the truck.
Okay.
Here you go. Get it over here right now. No, I don't care what Mom says. I need it now. We have a job. You can just leave it in the back. Okay. He'll be here in like 5 minutes. But there is a dead whale in the back.
Perfect. We could put the drugs in the dead whale. No one will want to go in there.
They really won't. It smells terrible.
They're really gross.
Right. Oh, boy. I need
Just
to
put
get
a little
my...
perfume right here. It like gets rid of any dead stink. I promise.
Are you sure about that? Oh, fine.
You have all that
That's-
high quality
That's
noble
a real
perfume,
life
right?
tip. That's a real life tip. You have to dissect something gross. Put a little bit of perfume right here, and then you don't have to smell anything.
We need to start a show that's just Ask the Biologist.
Courtney, what random things do you know?
Would watch and would stream. Yes. 100%. Because I like Ask a Mortician, so that's like...
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways,
So,
we're playing a
truck with
game.
whale in the middle of it.
Truck with a whale. All right.
Truck with a whale.
It's a narwhal.
Okay.
Narwhals.
This thing doesn't have a windshield, right? Like,
If it does, it's very cracked.
just trying to figure out where the horns go.
Is it in a
It's a
boat?
big back truck. Like it's a big, like moving truck kind of thing.
Okay. All right.
Or we could just
Okay.
saw it off. Stab people with the horn.
Improvised lance. Nathan's done.
He's
like,
already
"Free
over
this
us.
You're talking about dead whales and how to keep dead stink to get in your nose and
No.
Penguin
Okay. So
backpack.
all the drugs and
what I was thinking about was like vehicle jousting.
like officer jousting.
You just like meet on a bridge with the horns, just like...
There was blood and murder. I'm in.
It's one of the stupider things I've ever heard, and I'm in all the way.
What, jousting with a narwhal? It's not a car.
Yes! It's amazing. You could make
okay.
a whole mini RPG off of that.
Yeah.
Like one of
Or
those one
narwhal
sheets.
jousting.
Yeah. You could like customize your narwhal horn.
Oh god.
Anyway,
that'd be
Next
great.
year for the
Where it's
charity
a saw
stream.
shark
Yeah.
instead of a narwhal.
I need to talk to Rio to have them write this up, because that would be like the most amazing freaking thing ever.
All right. Any preparations we want to do before we get into said vehicle?
Let's go steal some drugs.
Let's do the thing.
Let's do the thing.
All right. So I'm assuming you guys head down your center.
Oh, just wait though. So the truck pulls up. super rattly. A really scrawny, like black-haired doc kid comes out, and Weimer just chases him off. Who's driving?
I don't. I. Do I look like I drive? Honest question.
I can drive, but my license may be expired.
I mean, I can.
What was your brother's name again?
Rico.
Rico? He like hears
Can
you
he be
guys
our
say
getaway
he's driving.
driver?
He says, "But you need to drive? You need a driver. I help.
He can idle while we're waiting,
Yeah.
and that way we don't have to
You,"
take the time to stop and start and load and.
he says,
Fine,
"Also,
fine,
you don't
fine.
know how this truck goes. It's finicky. It stutters. It sputters. It does everything."
It's true, he does got the touch for the.
He knows how
Okay, you could drive. You get one drug.
But I mean,
I hand him my one drug.
Yes, you do.
I say thank you very much.
One drug.
I savor it.
He's also like
Wait,
17, by the
Don't
way.
leave,
Yes!
don't leave until we're not driving. Obviously, gotta
Yeah,
drive
no,
safely.
afterwards.
This is important.
For parts.
If
Yes,
this goes
save it. You
well-
must save it, because not going to Blue Coats with you fucking seeing stars.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
Look, I do this every Tuesday. It's great.
I have a bottle of Peruvian whiskey at home. You can have it.
And we got a deal?
Good deal.
Don't tell Mom.
I mean, I don't tell Mom when I steal some of the plasma, so I think you were good. I mean, yeah, okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Go.
In the car.
Yeah, so you guys actually so are you headed down Ruby Street to Charter Hall?
I think so.
That's where one of the bridges is, right?
Yeah, it's like the
Mhm.
straightest shot there.
Okay. All right.
So whereabouts did you say that the tunnel was here? Was it like where 6 is?
Yes.
Ah, perfect.
Excellent. And what's Charter Hall again?
Charter Hall, here you go, is the first major area of the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the first lightning barrier was put in this area, mostly home to most civic offices and government buildings. So if there were any tunnels, they would probably be here.
Rico, you've paid off your parking tickets, right?
Yes. I mean, no, I don't know. Probably I put the money in tickets off somewhere.
She hands him her coin purse and is like, "You take this. If they come up to you for questions about your ticket, you pay for it. That's it. And then I want it back when you're done."
Yes, okay, I can do. Yep.
Fucking children.
Your little brother is definitely young enough to be your son. Just saying.
Mom just didn't stop.
You have what, like 20 siblings?
I stopped counting.
Aye,
Some
aye,
of
aye.
them are dead, but then the new ones are born, so
So she has replacement babies.
exactly.
Aye.
She just wants people to bring in money from hunting. I mean, that's, you just pop out new hunters. It works.
Leviathan hunting is very much a army group. You need large group to do this. More people stabbing the thing, the better.
High risk, though.
Yes,
High
but with
reward.
family, it's cheaper.
You don't have to pay family.
Oh,
That's what Mom says.
That's
Why do you think I work for you?
true.
Love the hunt, but it does not pay well for me.
Hey. Everything smells like dead whale. Can we get out now?
Yeah, so you
Oh, we better
guys,
decide our loadouts, by the way.
yeah, you just have to decide whether it is or large or heavy loadout,
Yeah.
or light, medium, heavy.
So yeah, again with light is you only have 3 items that you can have. You don't have to pick them now, but with being at light, it's easier for you to get it by undetected. With heavy, you can have 6 items, but you are more likely to be detected because you're carrying a bunch of shit in your coat.
Right.
Yeah, you look like you're kitted.
Okay.
I'm gonna go normal.
Yeah, I was gonna go normal too.
Samara's gonna go light.
Okay.
It would look very strange if a noble was walking around
Get it out.
burdened.
What's our story for our relationship? If like people ask us, you're noble with this grungy doc kid and Zap.
She carries my shopping. She sees my ghost. She's my spiritual advisor.
Great.
I've got my mask on too. It's very believable.
Gorgeous.
What does
Really
your mask
cool.
look like?
So it's like one of those. It's a round, and then kind of a silvery pearly white, and it has kind of like a tent in the middle, but there's no facial features. It just slits where the eyes are.
Badass.
That's cool.
It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. I was really proud of myself when I came up with that. It was
I
scary as fuck.
love. All right. Tunnels.
Into the tunnels we go.
Eh?
Yeah.
Where's
so
the entrance to the tunnels?
The entrance to the tunnels is in the south end of Charter Hall. You guys actually managed to get across the bridge from Bright Hall into Charter Hall without much issue. However, as you are turning onto Clerk Street to head down towards your eventual dungeon delve, you get a bit of a sputter, and the van kind of like clunks and rolls to a stop.
Rika told you to put oil in it.
I did. I put it in, but like the van is kind of shit. Like mom hasn't been wanting to like update. I mean, update. Hasn't been wanting to buy new van or put money into the repairs. So
She just smacks him on the back of the head. I'm going to tell you this. Okay. Do we want to walk the rest of the way while he figures this out?
I don't see a choice.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll meet us down there when you've got this all sorted out and it better fucking work.
I will try, I guess. Okay. And as you guys step out to head down the road, you can see that there is a bit of a crowd sort of like piling up around the area. There's some like, you guys know that in sort of like the later hours, there's some back alley bars and fight clubs in this area, and people are sort of just pouring out at around this time.
I missed fight night again.
I'll take you some other time. On me.
Okay.
I'll make it up to you.
You bet on me and it'll be good for you too.
Why would I not bet on you? I'm not stupid.
Eh.
You're tough. You kick my ass.
So the tunnel, like what kind of building is it in?
The tunnel looks to be like in more of an abandoned like post office. It looks like they used the tunnels mainly just to kind of like avoid the daytime traffic and connect to the other government buildings. But a couple of the tunnels do connect to the bridges that connect the different areas of this.
Use the crowd to our advantage.
Yeah.
Yes, must as well. You
Slip
see
in.
at the post office, that's where we need to go.
Perfect. Go around
And
all
we
the
sneak through the crowd.
drunken louts.
Okay. So Zap, you notice as you are going through the crowd, there is a bit of a familiar face causing trouble. And starting to like stir up a bit of ruckus. And she kind of catches your eye.
Oh no, is it that one bitch? I don't
Yeah.
want to deal with her.
It is Quellen. And she kind of like looks, she's already kind of, as everyone's grouping together, she's already sort of like pushing through people and like kind of causing people to just sort of like get after each other. And she looks at you and she just smiles and she starts pushing people around harder in your guys' direction. She doesn't say anything, but you can tell that she is just there to cause shit for you guys.
Problem?
Maybe.
Do you need me to deal with it?
I mean, if you want to break her face, I won't say no.
She looks at Samara.
That would arouse attention. Maybe we just keep moving where our business is.
Club just got out. I'm just saying, if someone just happens to start another fight and just so happens that Quellen's head gets squished underneath someone else's foot, that may not be our problem.
So
Will we see if she follows us into the post
yeah,
office?
I was going to say. Let's see. I mean,
Oh.
it is one thing to defend. It is another thing to cause a fight. Bring the blue coats down.
That's true.
Don't want to blow our cover quite yet.
Not yet. Let's just
Okay.
keep going, but keep an eye out.
Yeah, Wormwood's keeping an eye on her as we continue on.
Okay.
I do want to make note that Samara looks very out of place here. Because she
You
does
couldn't
not...
have dressed down.
No, for a reason. No, this is beyond...
Had to wear all the gold.
No, not the gold. This is the finest velvet you can get on this side of the world. What are you talking about? That whale smell is never going to come out of this. You understand? I now have to call it...
I told you not to wear the velvet.
I have to call it my whale suit. Do you know how offensive that is? A whale suit.
But you'll look fabulous if you go down to the dock and you don't have to worry about it smelling anymore.
I could stand on the corner of the dock, smelling like dead whale, in my pinstripe velvet, and look at me, the pinstripe velvet whore, smelling like whale. Please come and get it. This is what I've been reduced to.
Well, I never said that, but you probably get a lot of business down there.
Oh, listen, my entire family are either whores of all varieties, does not matter the gender, or they're rich, or they're rich whores. So, take your pick.
Okay, so as you guys are having walking away, you hear Quellen in the background, sort of, those three. It's like, and that's all you hear, but
Fuck.
you hear the stomping of boots and sort of like the clinking of chains and a man's voice. Hey, you three. What are you doing here? Why are you here? Why are you just leaving your vehicle? And
What
you
kind of person
see
is this?
a couple of blue coats.
It broke. We have to walk.
Okay, but you can't just leave your vehicle in the middle of the road.
Yeah, Wormwood, where's your brother, huh? What's going on?
Hey, Rico, our mechanic is working on it so we can get going. You see that scrawny little brat over there? That
Would you
is
like to
my
see the
brother.
dead whale in the back?
He says, I would not like to see the dead whale in the back. And he looks over, and at this point, like, you guys can't see Rico.
But
He says,
Teresa,
I don't see anyone.
he's there. The whale's in the back. He needs to get it back to the dock, or else Mother will kill him. Do you know how much whale meat goes on the market for here?
Yes, I've tried to buy it once. It is outrageous. But that doesn't mean that I cannot leave you and let you guys leave until I confirm that there is someone there with the vehicle. And he sort of like brushes off another.
I swear if you go over there right now, you'll find my brother, and he will happily sell you some whale meat under cost.
Roll sway.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't have any points in that.
Oh no! Is there an assist in this? I forget. God.
There is.
There is.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes.
Everything in my brain is melting. I'll just, I don't know if you need. It's 134. I have the book.
So I expect in a situation where it is an assist,
Yes.
you no longer get the disadvantage on the roll.
Yeah, so the one position I am risky, control, desperate, or fortune.
I would say it is a risky condition, so not just your regular condition.
I am supposed to take 1 stress by doing that.
And what does that do for you?
Adds 1d4 to the roll. Hold on, I had it. Where'd it go? Oh god, is that right? Adds 1.
So it's a 1d6.
1d6.
So
Sorry.
if you're taking disadvantage, would it just level to a single d6?
I don't know, it's telling me to pick things. And then it's asking for effect, standard, limited, great, or extreme. So effect will determine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so now it's got a bonus dice thing. So I get 1 bonus dice for Samara.
Yes.
That is a 3.
Is it?
Looks like it only rolled 1 die.
It did.
Oh, is that because? Yeah. Okay.
Second dice was a 2.
All right. So, well then, yeah, he is not. He's not convinced, and he's not taking you up on your. But like you can kind of hear in the background. His partner kind of like arguing with Rico, and he says, I have to fix it. I just stalled. It's not very good. It's a piece of crap, but I mean, I have to get it back home, otherwise my mother. And the blue coat like hears this. He says, okay, all right, your story checks out, but we're gonna be watching you.
Yes, sir. Whatever you say, officer. Have a good night.
All right, and you hear in the background that like Rico like starts up the engine.
That boy is almost more trouble than he's worth, I swear.
It's not his fault. The truck stalls. They got it going.
Yeah.
We carry on.
Yeah.
Right.
Is the blue coat still watching to see where we go?
He is.
Where are we at on the map?
I'd say you guys are a little past the first bridge now, so probably in this area.
Should we
What
look
is 3
for-
and what's 5?
3 is just sort of like an open market area. 5 is like a permit office.
Okay.
We could go to the market area and like look around like we're shopping or looking for snacks or something.
Okay.
Yep, do that.
Come on. You need to carry my shopping, and you need to tell me if there are ghosts in the area. Let's go.
Yes, mistress.
Try to throw him off.
Okay. See, good question. I'm trying to remember the. Here we go.
Rules, systems.
Okay.
The last time we
Yep,
played this
here we
game
go.
was like a year ago. This
Forever.
over a year ago at this
Yeah.
point. Jesus.
It's just like
So
It was Christmas the year before.
I think so. You all are going in here and are attempting to sort of give off the impression that you're just around shopping, right?
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like looking for something to eat, looking at see if there's any good deals.
Okay.
We're going to be keeping an eye on the blue coat as we're doing this too, like subtly.
Okay. So roll me a finesse. And this will be kind of your guys' sort of misdirection towards the blue coat.
All to roll that.
Yeah, so you guys can actually roll a group action.
Oh, that's right.
Now I just have to remember how that works.
You just click on the word.
Oh yeah. No, how do group actions work?
Oh, right. I think it's all the
So
same
if
as
you-
the assist thing. It's just someone does it as the master and everyone else adds dice to it by taking a stress.
Right. And you guys actually have a special as your group.
Yes,
If
we
you
do.
perform a group action, if there are multiple sixes across you guys.
Yep.
So keep that in mind.
The synchronized. Okay.
Yep.
So who has the highest finesse? Because I'm a 0.
I have a 1.
I have 0.
Okay. So it's me.
So Samara's leading the charge.
Alrighty. So position.
I would say that this is probably just a risky.
Okay.
Yep.
And effect.
Standard?
Standard, limited, great.
Standard.
Okay.
Standard. Yep.
And any bonus dice?
I think you get a bonus die per person who is helping you with said action.
I think
Yeah.
they're both helping.
Okay.
So enter 3 though, because it only rolled 1 for mine, even though I put yeah.
Okay. 2, 1, 5, and a 2.
Oh, I just remembered how this works. The reason why each one
5.
showed up is because of
Okay.
disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So 5 is the highest then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So yeah, you guys managed to do the thing.
Looking conspicuous.
Yes. You managed to like break them off of their game. But this is only a partial success. So there are still consequences. There is either trouble, harm, or reduced effect. What would make sense for this?
Probably not harm, because we're not.
No, we're not in a risk.
What are they
for
getting?
that.
They're gonna like just push us down in the middle of the market and
us?
like. Yeah.
It's either reduced
That's
effect or
reasonable.
if it's going to be trouble.
My
Mhm.
first inclination was that we lose time
Okay.
Yeah.
because we're having to burn this,
Mm-hmm.
and so that might throw us off the rotation of the guard when we plan to be there.
Okay. If that's what you think would be appropriate, then I like it.
I had a feeling. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Like we're not quite as effective at window shopping as we should be, or we're
Yeah.
not as convincing as we should be.
She's
and-
bitching a little too much about her her whale suit now. Do we want to take a quick break right here?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
for a good time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and do that. Just a real quick reminder, go to tinyurl.com/direct relief donate 1. the number, not the word, to see all of the good work that Direct Relief is doing in order to get a PPE and supplies into the hands of our healthcare workers. That is who we are playing for. So we'll take about a 10-minute intermission here, enjoy our announcements, which include DMTK and Chef's Night. So that is in the loop. So check that out there, and we'll be right back.
Woohoo!
Woo!
So, did you buy anything while we were in the market?
I mean, like random
Next.
fruit. A fruit. Like a drug. A fruit.
This is like a pineapple.
Yeah, it's
How much
just
does
like
banana
a
cost?
coconut.
$10.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And Zap's just got a bunch of like little cookies and stuff.
I know I've got like meat on sticks, like
Yes.
Japanese night market.
market meat,
Oh, gross.
street meats.
Street
Everybody
meat.
loves street.
You know, if you come down to the docks, we can get you this one much cheaper, eh?
But it's here now.
Obviously, you did now, but we'll take you down there sometime. It'll be great. You'll have a good time. And the dock people, they sure know how to party. You've seen one drug, they have many drugs.
All kinds too, I'm sure.
My bag can't
Every
hold
flavor.
all the drugs, all the flavors.
Why can't I hold all these drugs?
Why can't I hold up my? I keep looking at my little stack of gummies too, like.
Oh man. All right.
All right, so we've thrown off the attention enough that we can head on down to the post office now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you guys make your way down to the post office. It is a sort of dilapidated looking building. The doors are kind of like chained up with like a big no trespassing sign on the front of it. It looks like this area of Charter Hall isn't necessarily super well kept, but you know that if you can get in here, you will be able to quite easily pass from Charter Hall into wow, I'm really bad at remembering, Night Market.
Okay.
Cool. We do the thing, making sure that no one's watching us.
Oh yeah.
How do you do the thing? Tell me how you get through these chains.
Well, we have these keys, right, for the underground passages. Does that not work for us?
That does work. Yes, you are good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You tried to
so
trip us up, but we remember. And
Suck
by
it.
we, I mean Cayla.
yes, someone has to
I'm sitting here
remember.
like, fuck, can I put a ghost through the chains? Can I put a ghost in the chains?
Can I haunt these
Can
chains?
I scare the chains?
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's as easy as that. You guys are able to unlock the lock and chain, and you are into the old post office. Obviously, with your access to the underground, you know that in the basement is where the access is, and it gives you a pretty clean shot into Night Market. Right. We're going to move you guys over, coming into Night Market. Okay, so these keys and the passages actually get you to a point where you're sort of out in the open, but the passages are actually built and caged in to the underside of the bridges, and then pass back underneath this area. Now, is your guys' thought to head into the as close as possible police station, or are you? What's your thought? Are you popping up now that you're in Night Market?
So 6 is the police station, right?
It is. Yeah.
What are our options for exits? You said 3.
Kind of across the street from 3. So in this area here, there is a hidden area in the park across the street from the police office. And then you're not 100% sure, but you have heard that there are runners even closer. So in this area.
I feel like the market's the best place to come up.
Okay.
Less, yeah. Yeah.
Less obvious.
Less
The
obvious.
last one would be a good place maybe for trying to escape.
Yeah.
We can run into
That's
the park
true.
and
Yeah, and go down. Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
So entrance, exit. Okay.
So we come up in the market.
Okay. You guys come up in the market, and it is people knocking upstairs. It is. It's busy. It's as you would expect a market to be, but it's getting to that point where, again, it's probably starting to wind down. It's your fighting pits and stuff were probably just kind of starting up. We're at the point now where people are starting to shut down, but there's still a bit of a kind of looking around and trying to purchase things
What
that are from
time
other
of night
places.
is this?
I'd say maybe 11-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
We stay out too long.
So
We look conspicuous. So we also need to figure out what entrance we're going to. I'm assuming you don't just walk in the front door. Yes, hello. I'm here to take all of your drugs.
So let's meet up with Narixia and see what she can tell us about the station.
Okay.
What do we find, dear lady?
I would have told her to meet near one of the alleys where folks like her would be plying trade.
Okay. So maybe along Song Street,
Yep.
on the way to.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So you can see that as you guys make your way down there, that she is having a chat with someone else, and she kind of shakes their hand a little bit, and they kind of walk off. She is not being bothered by anyone in the moment.
I give her the nod.
All right. And she kind of walks over, kind of checks her surroundings, and heads your way.
Okay. So, what do we have?
Well, it seems that the inspector's office is third. They have what looks to be two evidence lockers. One of them, I believe the one that you were looking for in particular, is actually attached to the inspector's office itself. There are quite a few officers that are working overnight, but it looks like only really only on the first floor. So there's possible access through like fire escapes around back. But that's sort of the as much information as I was able to get. Their guard rotations are pretty regular. You should be able to get in and out, but and she kind of looks at her, like kind of looks at the time, and says, but you just missed their last rotation. So it looks like the newer guards, the new guard rotation is coming on about 5 minutes ago or so.
So, be wary. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you happen
Any
to...
tips?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Any tips for us to get out if we need to get off on a rush?
Well, the third floor fire escapes will actually exit onto the buildings that are facing the park in the center. If all else fails, she says, she just kind of chuckles, just jump out a window onto a building.
Fair.
And she says, and then they have their own capes.
Do you happen to know? I didn't ask you this as part of your scouting, but just in case, because you're observant. Do you happen to know if there are any alarms we need to know about?
As far as I know, there are not, but the inspector is known to be very cautious.
Right. So keep a wary eye. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Is he still in the office right now?
Did you say, is he in the office right now?
Mm-hmm.
He is not. No, he about 5 hours ago.
Good to know. No guard dogs, right? I don't like dogs.
No guard dogs. All of the police units take their dogs home, and they are finished for today.
Oh, that's good. Me and dogs don't like each other. Ow, this cat bites me. Alright. Nerixie, and I pay her.
And she thanks you and disappears into the crowd.
Useful? Helpful. We need to get up to the 3rd floor without being detected.
Do we have maps of the building?
We will be drawing out the maps.
Oh,
No
shit.
pre-done map.
Oh,
Well, I meant,
shit.
do we actually have maps ourselves about the
In
building?
character. We have character maps.
In character, not IRL.
I don't know. Do you? I think
Didn't
there
we get
is.
Well, we've only got maps of the underground area, so I guess this is kind of a decision for us to decide with our loadouts if someone wants to sacrifice a loadout for documentation.
Oh, okay. Okay. What do we carry? So we have gear. I'm just trying to see all. That is not what that was supposed to be showing me. What the heck? Why is that not? Okay, so. Okay, that was the wrong thing I just looked at. Ugh. I mean. Okay. I mean, if someone wants to get to use a loadout for climbing gear, I can easily.
Well, what's more important, climbing gear or maps?
Well, because they said they were fire escapes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we could use a fire escape.
Make a lot of noise. Clang, clang, clang. Can you imagine?
That is true.
Nerixia didn't give us another entrance option.
She gave you the best entrance option.
Okay.
So, what she saw to be the best entrance option. Anyway.
I mean, we can try it.
There
but we have to
are.
be quiet.
Yeah, and then there are other areas on the lower floor to get in.
I'm gonna use stress to say that our informants got us some blueprints of this building.
Okay.
How much stress is that? Is that 2?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, I forgot to give this to you. This is I was talking to Joe and Alfred, and they were able to provide us this. Apparently, some uncle or something helped work on the security when they updated it a couple of years back. So this should be relatively relevant.
That's good.
Map with coffee stains on it.
Yeah. Nice. All right.
Okay. So, you see at the very least on the on like the ground floor, there are like there's the front entrance where regular citizens would come in, and it's all sort of the area is all sort of blocked off by desks. They don't generally have direct access into the lower floor. It's all set up with lined desks, and there are 2 entrances in the back. One on the west side and one on the south side. But they all seem to come in, and it all looks like they have to pass through the main area where people sit before heading to the stairs up to the next floor.
On the second floor, are there any like windows or entrances at the back?
There are, yep. So the second floor, and let me add a page. Oh, good. Yeah. Okay.
Also, has Zap seen any sort of spiritual activity since we've been in this area?
I would say a little bit, but nothing that is sort of ominous or kind of looking to kind of interrupt you guys at this point. All right, so you guys have you got a window. This is the second floor, so you've got a window here, just off of the main scaffold, or sorry, the.
This is the
fire
backside,
escape.
right?
This is the backside, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
There are numerous desks and kind of offices in the area. From your understanding, the offices, anyone that are gone on the second and third floors, but the people are still kicking around on. So you got a couple offices here.
Are we able to climb out directly to the second floor from the back?
Yes, that is where the scaffolding, or sorry, the fire is.
Okay.
I say we skip the first floor.
Yep.
There's still gonna be officers. The big wigs should have gone home by now.
All right. So second floor, and then from the second floor, roughly up above us, where would the inspector's office be?
And the office is where we're going, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So the
Did
inspector's office
or something.
Yeah, so the inspector's office would be probably in this area, like back corner of the third floor. Yeah.
Take the most direct route there, and then get the fuck out.
Sounds like plan.
We go up. Once we wait and see when guards, if there are. Is there an outer rotation as well?
On the other side of the building?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the rotation.
Okay.
She wasn't 100% sure about any rotations on the inside. However, so all of these larger boxes are actual offices. There are desks that are lining the area.
Okay.
And then your stairs up on the far side.
Right here. Okay.
Yep.
All right. I mean, we're coming into an office, so we just need to make sure that we're careful leaving that area.
Yep.
Now we just need to make sure that we can get up to the second floor. And that no one sees us. Can I kill them if they see us?
Officers?
Yeah.
Might be a lot.
As long as it's quiet and there's only one.
Yeah, can you just like from behind and
Well, I'm capable.
perfect. Quiet but deadly.
Quiet is not what's happening outside right now.
I was gonna
say,
say
no.
7 o'clock.
Ah,
To our healthcare workers, which is why we are playing.
ooh, gotcha.
All right. Okay, so bump you guys back to the map for a sec here. All right. So which way are you guys going to come in? That big old square is basically number 6. I didn't exactly draw it to,
That's all right.
Same.
Ah,
So between Song Street and the police station, there's buildings there. What kind of buildings are those?
kind of like warehouses and whatnot. It looks like most of this area feeds the markets that are set up. So a lot of the folks that will set up the market and set up their booths will rent out warehouse space for cheap for the week, just to be able to make sure that they can have their supplies close to their booth.
And this back path, what is that like?
Is this back half?
The one that goes behind the buildings there? Like, I can't tell if there's land behind it with that's just not part of this area, or if
This is the railway. So you
the
would
back
actually go.
path is open to the railway.
Yeah. So there is a gate here, or sorry, like a fence right here.
okay.
But we could potentially like doodle between the fence and all the. Okay.
Okay. And
But
if
that even make us walk.
if the railway is back there, that it might help with the noise.
True. But could mean that workers may see us.
Also true.
So the railway is is both work and citizen transport. So
That's not a station there. That's just like tracks.
yeah, the station is just a little farther south.
Okay.
But like, it's not likely that there would be like guys doing train stuff in that area.
Train
Train
So
stuff.
trains stuff. So
Yeah.
Would you say it was like 10 at night?
Yeah, about 11. Yeah.
Okay.
So like the chances of us being seen from the back over there isn't great, but also like trains going by could potentially provide some cover noise.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
seems like the best way to go.
Let's do it.
All right.
We're doing it.
Okay. So as you guys approach the building, I am going to need someone to roll a prowl.
Prowl?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that.
Neither do I.
We're fucked.
Feels lucky.
All my points went into skirmish and wreck.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I did too. Fuck.
I want to punch things to death.
We're shadows. How do we not have prowl?
We are the worst shadows ever.
I didn't think so. I didn't think about it. All of mine went into resolve.
I'll click the button.
Okay. That's fine.
Well, we're assisting you.
Yep.
All right. So group action. Yeah.
So position. Risky. Control. Desperate. I don't know what these
risky.
mean.
Risky. Yeah.
Risky is usually standard for most things. Controlled is like when
It
you have
is,
a
yeah.
pretty good grasp on the situation.
This effect would be standard,
Yes.
and I get 2 bonus dice.
You do. Yep.
Oh.
Oh.
Look at that.
Hey.
Oh,
6.
Amazing. All
A
right.
6 and a 1.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's perfect. So you guys managed to sneak by the guards and up to the second floor without really making any noise. No sort of clatter of the fire escape. You manage to like avoid the outside sort of patrol, and you are face to face with your destiny. No, with your entrance.
Nice.
In the office.
Mm-hmm.
Carefully
What's in the office?
checking, make sure there's no
Paint
one
us a
in there.
word picture. Whose office is this?
Whose office is this? You pop in to the office and you see a small desk. It's like a little 5x5 desk. And on it says Officer Barnes. Yep. Just seems like your average Joe. He's got a picture of his kid on his desk. You know, a picture of his mom on like his little bookshelf thing that he's allowed to keep in the and like one like Valor medal plaque on the wall. But yeah, nobody that you guys would recognize.
Is this valid medal you think for guarding the fire exit?
I mean, what else would that be for? This is the kind of man who has his mom's face tattooed on his arm.
Oof.
It's just, I mean, she looks like a bulldog. That's what would happen. I didn't say Samara was a good person.
Really, like none of us are good people. Well,
No.
maybe Zap is.
Zap is precious. Protect Zap at all costs.
Zap is trying
to be a bad
person with her one drug.
But
She tries to be a bad person, but isn't very good
Yeah.
at it.
My one
I
drug.
don't know.
All right, so we go. All right, so his office. Is there anything interesting in here, real quick? Let's scan.
No, this guy is standard
Sounds like a
McDefault.
manager I used to have.
White bread.
Does he have like a plant on his desk or anything?
Are you gonna kill the plant?
I mean, he does. He had a plant, and it is already dead.
Fuck that shit.
And-
Does he have windows in his office to the hallway?
Yeah, he's got a door to the hallway. Yeah.
But are there windows? Can we look through like the blinds and peek
Oh,
through?
yeah.
It's like those new agey offices where like they're an office, but like all of it's glass because I can now watch you from my special place.
So creepy.
I mean,
weird
kind
office,
of,
y'all.
but like
Color-
this guy looks like
Tinted
he
color glass.
prefers his privacy and all of the blinds.
Huh.
And he's got
Alright.
like the smoky glass.
Yeah.
So peering through the blinds, do we see anybody in the hallway?
Nope. You see. Let me pull up my bad drawer tool. You see
Bad
light.
drawer too.
You see light coming up the stairs from the downstairs area, but that's about it.
We go quick.
I think we're clear.
All right,
We,
go.
we sneak to the third floor.
All
That
right.
classic cartoon sneaky thing.
Oh yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Looking for spoops.
Mm-hmm.
Spoopy mask.
Okay. This place is real old. So I'm gonna ask you guys to roll me one more prowl check as you are going across
Oh no!
in the upstairs.
Creak.
Zap, you had good luck with that last time.
This is where we get fucked.
Okay. Risky.
Best shades ever.
Standard. Am I getting help again?
Yep.
Yeah.
2. Ugh. Oh, 5. Ugh.
Okay.
Not bad.
That's not bad.
A 5
So
and a 1. Fuck those ones.
So you do the thing, but what are the consequences?
Mhm.
Trouble, harm, reduced effect.
I hate to be the buzzkill here. Reduced effect kind of makes the most sense to me.
Mhm.
Just like
Okay.
Make a little extra noise, yeah.
maybe, yeah.
Like trips
Okay,
a little bit
so-
up the stairs.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. So you guys get up the stairs to the third. As you guys get up there, the lights on the second floor go on. And someone kind of like pokes around. Hey, Barnes, are you here? You staying late again? It's weird. I thought I swore I could have heard something. And then you hear like this stepping and just sort of like a once around the second floor. The light goes off and you don't hear anything else.
Oh, close call for now.
Right. Why did we do this fast?
Yes, let's get this done with.
Okay. The upstairs is not all different. I'm going to get you guys another page here.
Is anyone else having trouble with Nate's audio?
Every once in a while he cuts out.
Cuts out just
Every
for, like,
once in a while, but yeah.
Okay.
Am I better now?
Yes.
Or okay.
So far.
So far.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Draw shape, more bucks.
More boxes.
All right.
Get square.
He's a good square. So you have your stairs coming up here. You have the inspector's office. Long. There's a section of wall. So like where you guys come up from the stairs here. No. So this would be sort of like where you land, right here.
And the big square is the inspector's office?
The big square is the inspector's office. You cannot see beyond... you cannot see the area where the big X that I'm going.
The big X is the drugs.
You assume so. You just can't see.
So I have something cool called a ghost key
Mm-hmm.
that I don't really know how it works, but I want to see what it does.
Okay.
From what I understand, I can use it to see into a ghost building of this building, which sounds strange. But maybe that'll let me get an idea of what's in that room without us having to go through the trouble of opening it.
Okay. That...
I don't know if that's how that works. I'm just gonna try it.
Yeah, no, that
Like it.
absolutely do the thing.
Or I want to make a ghost friend and be like, "Hey, ghost friend, what's in that room?"
Does it tell you? I think you have to make two to use it.
To what?
An attune roll to use the thing.
Yeah, ghost stuff's usually
Yeah.
attune.
I have to attune to the ghost field, and then I can see echoes of past. It says violent past events in ghost buildings.
Okay.
So I don't know if that would count if there wasn't anything violent here, but it sounded
It's a
fun. It
police
was in my
station.
kit.
It's a police station. Yeah. So roll me an attune check.
Check. Tuna check. Where is it?
Attune check.
I'm good at that even. Okay, is that just risky and standard?
Yes.
I don't. This is something we can help you with. So
Yeah, sorry.
it's all on you.
Oh!
Oh, double
Oh.
sixes.
Wow.
I think that's a crit.
Hey, yeah,
Like
that
nat
is
20s.
that is. We never even got a crit when we played this last time. This is
No, I don't think we did.
amazing.
This is a
Okay.
good color. I'm sticking
You're
with this
so
color.
fucking attuned, man.
Yeah.
I can smell the ghosts.
um. So you can see that. There, so you can actually see sort of you see a small kind of like pallet again with what you assume to be the drugs. And you
That's what
see
she
like
thinks is the drugs.
what, yeah, exactly what you think are whatever a drug is to Zap.
Whatever this drug is. I don't know what trance powder is or what it does or what it looks like. I know it's this big.
That's fair.
It's a Kleenex box.
But um, you also see that there are some other things within this box that have in this locker that have some very sort of vengeful ghosts attached to them.
Oh.
There are some very unhappy things that have either happened here in the building or to some of the evidence that is held in this particular locker.
That makes sense either way. I mean,
So, is the locker in the inspector's office or outside of it?
It is the you have to get into the inspector's office and then get into the locker itself.
I am the gatekeeper.
okay.
Or I mean, if you have any other ideas as to how you might want to get in there.
Is it just solid wall from the outside?
From what you can tell, yes. Yeah.
Lot of noise. Well, Zap, you just went all spoopy for a second. So
I think I found the drugs. Good news. There are definitely some angry ghost boys in this area because drugs, because police are not good. We're not sure. So we might want to be careful, but I think the drugs are in that room.
right. So maybe
All right.
just get the drugs. Don't mess with angry totems, ghosties. I don't fuck with ghosts, so
We don't want to fuck with ghosts.
No.
You're on ghost duty, Zap.
I'm on ghost duty.
Yep.
I have a demon blade, demon blade, demon blade, bane. I can't talk. Keeps bad guys away.
It's only for getting demons in a way, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There's like a ghost bane one, I think, though.
There is.
No, I don't think I have that one.
Spirit bane charm.
Mine specifically on mine says demon bane charm that came with mine. So
I have a spirit bane charm. So you say angry ghost, I say I got the thing for that.
also I could
Alright.
hook that motherfucker into a bottle, Ghostbusters style, which would also be pretty dope. So
Oh.
This is good backup plan.
I have a hook, or I could have a hook in a bottle. Just
Ghosts don't bleed, so I don't have much interest in killing them.
yeah, I just don't know if they're loud sometimes.
Oh. Could be useful later,
Well-
though. Sell to collector.
While we have spirit bane charm, they should stay away from us.
Spooky, spooky. We need to get in the office. Someone do
To
quick.
the office.
Take a look. Make sure there's no one.
I'll take a look. Wait.
Yeah, so the third floor is empty.
Cool. Okay, that's easy.
Yeah.
To the office.
All right.
So door's shut.
Yeah, so the inspector's door is locked. The symbol locked.
Oh fuck. I mean that makes sense. I mean,
Would lockpicks be in burglary gear?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have access to that.
We have
I
a
don't-
+1 on the quality of that gear too.
Ooh.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Forgot about that. Nice.
Yes.
what is a what sleight of hand check do you roll for this?
That would be a
Awesome.
tinker check.
It's a tinker check.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have tinkering. Does anyone have tinkering?
No.
No.
Sorry.
All right. Does anybody
How does
else-
quality work for this again? Does it give you an additional dice, or is it just increases in effect, right?
Yeah, it increases the effect, not the die.
Group effort unlock the door.
Yeah.
group effort unlock the door? Who wants to be the roller?
I mean, I can try it.
I'll stay on guardish so that
Yeah.
keep an eye on things.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I could try it. So this is gonna be... Come on, thing. So, risky position again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And then the effect would be great.
Yeah, so it
Just
would be
up
one
from
level up from standard.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And then, am I getting any bonus dice?
So you'd be getting the 2 from...
Assisting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Just make sure you get the pin just right, and if you see it's not moving, stop and keep going to the next one.
And a 5.
Okay. So you're not really proficient in this, right?
No.
Okay.
Can I suggest a consequence?
Sure.
The pins fall out of the lock. It cannot be locked again.
That was what I was going to suggest.
Okay.
You break-
I've seen
break the
this
lock.
happen, so
I love
Yeah,
it.
I was going to say you basically you
Whoops.
managed to get the lock, but you managed to break the lock and it can't be locked again. Yeah.
He's going to
it'll
know
be
Worse
fine.
someone was here. Maybe pick up those pieces. Get in, close the door.
Okay.
Quietly.
You look at the locker and the door is a little heftier than you guys just dealt with.
Back. Piss.
So using the locks heftier.
The whole door looks like it is a little more of a problem than...
Can I punch it?
Yeah, you can wreck it if you want.
Can you
Yep.
punch it
I'm
quietly?
gonna try and wreck it. Mm.
This is going to be bad.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I can have an unusual weapon,
Oh.
and I think that my unusual weapon is going to be a Leviathan hunting collapsible spear that has electricity in it.
Okay.
That's amazing.
So what I want to do is I want to stab that into the keyhole and just jiggle it and hope the electricity and stuff helps break the lock.
So are
Totally
you...
It's still a wreck. I'm just trying to break the lock.
Okay. Okay.
So do you want me to wreck?
Yep. Give her.
You're not going full Kool-Aid style, Kool-Aid man through the wall.
You wanted me to be quiet.
I know. It's a joke.
Risky.
Mm-hmm.
And the effect is going to be great. Because gear.
Okay.
And I no bonus die.
Nope. It would just be your 2 wreck, I assume. Yep.
4 and 1.
Okay.
It's not really a key, but I tried.
So you managed to do the thing. However, your spear being used for not what it's supposed to be used breaks
Oh,
off.
no.
Oh no.
Fuck, Mama's gonna be pissed.
We'll buy you a new one.
we kind of have to make them that are made from the scales of Leviathans, and well, they're valuable, so now we have to take one and not get the money from it. It's a whole thing, but this is not your problem. We'll deal with this later.
Okay.
Okay. So it pops. The door pops open. You guys are in, and you see a room. Again, you see about six packages that you assume to be the trance powder that some of these blue coats are requesting you get rid of.
No penguins?
No penguins.
No bad ones. All right.
Anything else look valuable or cool in here?
Yeah, so you see a couple of like really well-crafted silver daggers that are sort of kept in like a bit of a clear lockbox. You see probably, I would say you have there's a bag that is off to the corner with about 40 coin in it.
Oh.
And there's a couple other sort of unique little trinkets that look kind of like they might belong to either a church or a cult.
The silver daggers look like something that might be useful in fighting your spirits. Maybe you should see if they have any of that kind of power.
Does anything have sad ghosts on it?
Sad ghosts.
I don't want any sad ghosts. No mad ghosts.
The things that were when you used your attuned earlier, definitely those daggers.
They're your flavor.
They got sad ghosts all over them though.
You can fix that. You're sunny and happy enough anyways, right?
Maybe just don't open them in here. Just take the whole box.
Help them finish their business or whatever it is that you do.
Send them off. Go away. Fuck off, ghost.
Yeah, I got my fuck off ghost powder, and I don't know how that works. I would definitely take the church stuff just to be a little rebel.
Okay.
Because fuck my mom, that's why. And I'm telling you, that was my whole idea for this, was like, oh, she's a little church girl who's trying to be bad now. So she's gonna take it and she's gonna be like, I'm gonna break this and sell it.
Oh my god.
I don't think she would take, like, the daggers are super tempting, but also angry ghost boys don't sound like something we need to involve.
But I thought you said they were sad ghost boys.
I mean, sad, angry, vengeful ghost boys.
Oh.
Vengeful ghosts, we don't need to mess with. They're
Well,
like,
vengeful bad, but sad just like they just want someone to talk to.
it's not like, they're not like cuddly sad boys. They aren't listening to vaporwave and smoking cloves. Like, these are like bad boys. We don't want them.
Amazing. Oh.
It's your call. They're for
Alright,
you.
so leave them. Maybe we're taking the coin. 100%.
Taking the money. We're taking the church stuff. We're taking the drugs.
All right, so we each take 2 drug.
Two drugs, please.
2 drug.
Two drugs, please.
2 drug. I brought a like a satchel that is not unusual to see a noble carries shit around like that. So,
What is it made from?
probably the finest camel leather.
It's a Michael Kors bag. But it's like an overnight bag.
No, hers
But
was
it's like Keikel Kors.
Yeah. Hers was like Fendi
Lord.
money, but she doesn't have
Yeah.
access to that anymore. So it's like one of the last things she owns. It's like Schitt's Creek, but you know,
Yeah.
Moira and her wigs,
That
it's
show's so good.
Yeah.
Samara and her bag.
Beautiful.
Canada represent.
All right. Are you guys heading out?
Wait, what's that? Zab, what's your bag? Where are you putting your shit?
I have like a one of those because I'm a kid, right? So I have one of those like drawstring shoe bags, but it's bigger. So and it's got like cute, like it's a vestige from when I was a little church kid. So it's got like some of my stickers on it still, that patches that I don't want to get
That's
rid
what
of.
you used when you went to the library.
Yeah, like when I went to go do my homework, and now I put drug in it.
And now you put drug in it.
What do you have?
All
Just
right,
like a
I guess.
Leviathan bag?
Oh yes,
Yeah, she's
my
got
bag
a
is
cool.
like looks like oily and stuff, and it does have that kind of constant fishy smell. It looks cool, but it's kind of gross.
Gross.
But she thinks it's the best shit ever.
Eh.
Nothing will wreck this. You cannot stain it. You cannot wreck it. It's good to go.
Okay, we get the fuck out.
All right.
Let's go.
As you guys step out of the locker,
Back.
the lights turn on the third floor.
Piss off. Piss off. Stay here.
Wait,
Shit.
so we're in the office and all the lights in here turned on?
All the lights
Oh, here.
in the other area turned on.
Is there doesn't happen to be a window in the office, does there?
The window
Well,
in
we'd
the
have
office.
we'd have to see something to be able to see the lights, right?
Yeah, the window from the escape is outside of the office. There are 3 windows on the north end of the building.
Okay, but is there a way for us to peek outside the office to see if there's anyone in the hall kind of thing?
Yep, similar situation. The inspector keeps his blinds drawn, or blinds closed. He also has kind of the smoky window on the door, so if you guys want to look through, you can.
Yeah, just kind of very easily look through the blinds and see what's going on.
Okay. You would roll me a finesse.
Alright.
We're staying very still, and that's how we're helping.
Yeah, there we go. So, risky standard.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say at this point they're probably not specifically looking in any.
Okay.
So yeah.
Any bonus dice?
I don't think
You get that,
so.
well, at least one from me, because I said we're helping.
Okay. Okay.
Is there?
So two.
Yeah, we're definitely helping. Are there windows in the evidence locker room? to
There
the
are
outside?
not.
Yeah.
Oh, we're definitely chilling in there.
Oh God, that's bad.
Okay.
3-1-1.
So, all right. As you sort of like open up the blinds a little bit to peer through, one of the 3 guards, or one of the 3 officers that is up here, turns around and makes eye contact with you. And he like slaps the other 2, and they head into the
We have
office.
problem.
Do I kill now?
Yes.
She's gonna throw her bag
It
at
was
Samara,
so close.
and as soon as they like come in, she's gonna go in for the kill.
Okay.
Gonna bottleneck those bitches.
Mm-hmm. Keep them from raising alarm.
Okay.
Do what I can.
So the first one like pushes open the door, and what do you do?
I bring out my long blade. It's kind of like a bit of a stunted machete, and it's made of just like really crude steel, but the blade is like razor sharp. So as soon as like the first guy goes to open the door, she's going to like go in for the hand to try and cut the hand off.
Okay. It's gonna be an action roll. I'm gonna say that's probably a skirmish I'm gonna be using. So roll that skirmish.
Risky.
Yeah.
And it's
standard.
fine, and our gear is got an upgrade as well. So
Okay.
So my weapons are fine, and it's with. So am I great or then extreme at that point?
Does your fine weapon give you an increase?
Well, fine is an upgrade. It's a quality upgrade.
Okay, so yeah, so I assume that you probably get two effect bumps out of that. If there is something better, then great.
4/4.
Okay, yep. So um you manage to do what you're intending to do. And you sort of like, so you manage to take off his arm, but as you're like focused on him, and like getting him down and out, the officer behind him is able to take the opportunity and pull out his knife and stab you.
Okay, I'm going to say that in combination, that I'm going to have heavy armor underneath like my long like trench coat.
Okay.
Kind of like the full bulletproof vest kind of thing, but you know, for
Okay.
blades.
Okay. How does the armor work? That's the one thing I forget.
No idea. I don't think we ever used it.
No, I don't think so either.
Armor, I feel like it works a lot like Monster of the Week.
Here we go. Resistance and armor. Very quick.
Yeah, you can mark an armor box to reduce or avoid a consequence instead of rolling to resist.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So,
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So heavy gets 3 slots. So this is my first slot on it.
right. Yeah. So your that stabbing would be you would probably take 4 stress out of that. So roll a prowess to resist against.
No bonus dice, I'm assuming.
No.
1 and 4.
1, 4. Okay.
So 2 stress.
Yes, you take 2 stress, and you would take a battered effect almost. So
With
that's
the
where
armor?
you would,
Like,
that's where the armor is the resist. So
oh, okay.
yeah, so you are clear from the effects.
And battered? What is battered?
That would have been an effect, so you're fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And so now this is the rest of you guys. What are you up to?
Did we know how many guards there were total?
3.
Oh, so there's only 3 in the whole building. There's only 3. So we
3
No,
that
they're
are
up
here.
here right
Three
now.
up here.
Yeah.
I want a throwing knife a guy in the face.
Okay.
That just seems like the best way to deal with the situation, I guess.
Totally fair.
Is that a skirmish?
Yep.
Risky.
Yes.
And then is it standard?
This is gear, so you probably have a great
Upgrade.
effect. Yeah,
So then
upgrade.
So limited.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, upgrade. So
Upgrade.
It's gonna be
Oh.
standard.
so
Risky, standard. Okay, so it would be great then.
mhm.
Yes.
And then no bonus death.
Nope. No bonus.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Let's go to 3.
Okay.
2 to 3.
So you
Together.
the guy that you throw, are you throwing at the guy who had just stabbed Wormwood, or are you aiming for the person who's walking in just behind?
Well, he's probably the only one in the doorway that she can reach. I guess
I
she
guess
could
that's a
try
good call,
behind
yeah.
him.
Yeah, because the other guy's incapacitated. So I'm gonna try and take out number 2 who stabbed Wormwood and then just
Okay. So yeah, you miss. Your throwing knife goes over his shoulder, and that sort of leaves with him kind of ducking out of the way. The guy in behind, it gives him an opportunity to aim down the sights and take a shot at you.
Gun?
Gun.
Who's he shooting? Zap or me?
Zap. So that is going to be a. Please roll a prowess. And that'll be for stress.
Or stress. Okay.
Yeah, but
No bonus dice.
no bonus dice.
4 and a 3.
All right, so you take 2 stresses. And you will probably have. I would, if you take a hit, not a lot of stress, so probably like you're hurting a little bit. So you can put that in your effect as well. In your harm. Sorry, you take a harm.
Take a harm.
Yeah.
Where does harm at?
It's stress.
One
It's
harm.
stress.
And 2 more. I thought it was 2 stress.
Yeah.
Wait,
you
where's
get 2.
where's harm?
Harm is its
there's
own
Harm is
table
below.
beneath.
right
Stress.
underneath.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the effect that you gave her for harm?
So I'm just gonna call it like basically like battered. She got shot. She's hurting, but she's not like mortally wounded.
Can she still try and resist?
She can resist if she wants. Yeah.
So if you want, you could do a resist roll, and that could potentially convert that harm instead to stress.
Yeah.
4 stress total. Is that bad?
Well, you would do a roll against the stress.
Oh,
So the stress
okay.
is 6 in total, and you'd roll against it, and then reduce that by the highest die.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to resist the harm, I have to use.
Is that another prowess roll?
Uh,
Or resolve. Can't remember.
yeah, that's resist.
I read this before, and I don't remember anything.
Resolves for
So
strain.
yeah, so physical strain, it's prowess again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me. Prowess. No bonus. Crit success.
All right.
Yeah!
So crit success is nothing, right?
You just fucking matrix
suffer
that fucking bullet.
0 stress. So you don't get any of the extra stress for
Oh,
the effect. You still get
Nice.
the 2 original from being shot, but not the.
2 for being shot, nothing extra, and no harm? I still have
Correct.
1 harm. Sweet.
Nope, no extra harm.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, you're good.
I use my brain to be like, fuck you, I don't need this in my life.
Now, if we get to full stress, we get a permanent trauma, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and if you get to a point where you get a trauma, you're in a situation where you're kind of down and out. It's kind of like
That's it.
missing
That's it
all
for
your
you, that
death saves
mission.
for
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay. We have still two guys left.
Okay.
So, Samara.
Oh, we're playing the gun game, are we? And I pull out a pistol and shoot the guy with the gun point blank in the face.
I was trying to be quiet. I'm glad
He
you
pulled
just
out
did
the
it.
gun!
Hey,
not
the gun has already gone off.
It's already gone off.
It's true.
Everybody knows what's going on. Something's happening on the 3rd floor. Pretty soon, there's gonna be blue coats. I'll shoot him in the face. So stupid. I was gonna cane sword, but no. Fucker got a gun. So let's do that.
All right, roll that skirmish for me.
Piece of shit. So, risky and standard again?
Yeah.
What should be great because of gear, or is it you just use a thing?
Oh no.
Like, what are you using for your gun?
I feel like this isn't really a controlled situation, so it should be a little like
Okay.
it should be a little more dangerous than risky, but also
Okay.
do the thing. Roll the thing.
All right. A 3.
Oh man.
Dice
Okay.
are not helping me.
No. So you you managed to get right in his face and pull the trigger. Somehow he managed to just duck out of the way, and he hits you with the butt of his gun.
Oh.
And roll a prowess again.
Okay.
So many prowess.
I know. So this is just it's just the flat row. There's no bonus dice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 6 and a 5.
All right.
Nice.
I guess that negates the when you roll
Stress.
success, clear 1 stress. Yep. So you
Oh.
he massages you with his with the butt of his gun. You feel better.
I peeked out that you had stuck for a while.
Piece of shit.
All right. What are you guys doing? Are you gonna keep trying to beat the shit out of these guys, or are you gonna?
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Go.
Yeah, Roman's gonna like fucking body slam the guys out of the way. Essentially, he wants to like go so they can get the fuck out.
Okay.
I don't know what a body slam roll is, but I'm gonna do it.
Wreck him!
That is.
Wreck it, Ralph.
Probably wreck, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a wreck. Yeah. Breach defenses with force. Yeah.
Risky, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Effect standard or great?
Standard.
Can I lend assistance with that?
How are you gonna do that?
Since I've got the one guy right in front of me, I'm gonna just try to like push him aside with my cane sword and just shove him out of the way, helping her kind of to push everybody back.
Yep. It works for me.
2, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, you managed to get him out of the way, and like both of the guys out of the way, and clear open some space for you guys to get out.
Get out of here now. I can take care of this.
Zap. 3rd floor. Window.
Running.
Let's go.
I'm running.
All right. Are you guys headed out the north window or the back? Okay, cool. All right. So, are you at this point? You're probably not working, so it's easy enough to get out of the back and this guy. Wormwood, what are you doing? Are you continuing to try and murder, or are you?
What's the
also
status
trying
of
to
these
escape?
guys right now? Like, are they just like standing a little bit staggered? Or are they on the floor? Like,
One of them is on the floor. I think you had managed to like move one completely out of the way, so he's a little like off balance. But
so one on the floor, one standing.
yeah.
Do I get any advantage if I go for like a large weapon?
I don't think so.
It's just like it costs 2 loadout, so I just like, what's the advantage?
I guess that's a good point. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Let's say add 1 die to your.
Okay, I can do that.
Yep.
So she's gonna attack the one that is standing.
Okay.
Risky still.
Yep.
And standard or great?
Standard. He's off balance from you pushing him out of the way, so.
And then just one bonus die.
Yes.
4, 2, 1.
Okay. So you managed to. What was your what is your intent? To just like.
Well, I like ideally just wanted to fucking just knock him out of the way so I can get out, but otherwise, like,
Okay.
I'll kill him if otherwise.
Yeah. So I think the consequence here is that you manage, but he hits the floor hard, alerting more people, and you can hear like there's already the gunshots, and then suddenly like a huge thump. People that are coming up the stairs. So now you can hear that there are more feet just racing towards the third floor.
Okay, so she's gonna run out the window.
Okay.
And how is the like? What kind of window is this? Like an up and down window?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it slides up.
She's going to, when she gets outside the window, basically try and jam this large weapon in there so that it keeps the window closed.
Okay.
Super glue that window shut.
I love that.
Climbing in your window, snatching your people up, right?
Okay, so
Is that a wreck?
are you trying to damage the window?
I'm just trying to make it so they can't open the window easily. So damage,
Yeah.
sure, whatever makes it happen.
Okay, yeah. So then a wreck. Yeah.
Get it.
Risky?
Mm-hmm.
Standard? Or is it going to be great because of it's a special weapon, or do I get an extra roll because it's a special weapon?
I think it actually is going to be a little more than risky. So whatever the additional, because you've got more people coming in and you're kind of stopping to try and jam this window.
Okay, so you're thinking like limited with an additional die?
The effect is greater, but the position is more than risky. It's not controlled. So whatever
sense.
the other one is. Like desperate?
Desperate. That's it. What did I say? Hairspray and desperation.
I'm bad at clicking.
Go, click, go.
Alright, so desperate greater.
Mm-hmm.
With additional die or no?
I don't think so. I don't know what you would be getting an additional die on.
Because I'm giving up my big weapon.
Oh yeah, okay. Yep. That's fair.
662!
Oh,
Okay.
Hey!
Yeah.
Fuck that window up!
You manage to like jam your weapon in there, and it gets real stuck. Like, they're not getting out unless they're breaking the window or going around. So, what do you guys do?
Articles, get going. I'm gonna stay
we're
behind,
running.
trail behind, and make sure if I catch anyone else that comes out.
Zap, go up the ground.
I was gonna say split up and meet back.
Split up and meet back. Take the park. I'll go a different way.
I'm running to the park.
Okay.
I will
roll-
like jump onto a building to do the building to get down because I'm just like booking it. I don't care.
Okay. All right. Just trying to think how this is going. Okay. Roll me a prowl.
A prowl?
Mm-hmm.
We're so bad at these.
Risky.
They're the worst.
The worst shadows.
Standard.
Yeah. Like, so they're not directly on you. So key standard is gonna make sense.
Get any bonus though. Double fives.
Hey.
Nice. Okay.
Very good.
So you do the thing, but I think it would make sense that you jumping from one building to another, they manage to hear you. So a group of bluecoats sort of starts investigating in the area that you're in. But you still manage to make it to the park, and you're good to go. Samara.
I am not going across the roofs. No, it's not what I did. I'm going to make sure the hair's in place and get some distance on the building before I book it to the market and get back into the tunnels that way.
Okay.
Or do I see the truck? Let me put it that way.
So the truck you guys had asked in Charter Hall, right? Did you ask him? Yeah. Okay. So you have to make it through the tunnels to
get.
Okay. Yeah, we told him to wait in Charter Hall.
Just wanted to make sure. Okay. So yeah, that's my goal, is to get back to Rico and get the truck.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good.
So it's too stressed to like do a flashback, right?
Yep.
I want to do a flashback where I grabbed like a bunch of, what are those small fireworks called again?
Cherry bombs?
Cherry bombs, yeah. I grabbed a bunch of cherry bombs, and I want to just light them and like throw them into the alleys here.
Okay.
What do you want me to do for that?
I think that would. Your intent is to distract, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
what about command?
Way.
Wreck is create distraction and chaos, which I would argue.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah, nope. We can go with a wreck. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wrecking it.
Wreck it, Ralph.
Risky?
A little more than that.
Desperate?
Unless you're, desperate. Yeah.
Effect?
It's gear, so great.
3 and 5.
Okay. I think there is, so you make enough noise to distract most people, but I think one of the blue coats sees you toss it.
Cool.
Yeah. So while everyone else is is being distracted, you still have one blue coat on your tail, and I think that's enough for Samara to not have to worry about the prowl check back to the tunnels.
Okay.
Yeah, so Warman's just kind of waiting in the alley to see if there's anyone else who didn't get distracted. So.
Yeah. So there's one guy that kind of comes around. He looks at you and says, "Stop! I shouldn't have to shoot." But without the rest of his people, he looks pretty scared.
You shouldn't have to shoot, and if you try to shoot, well, I might just have to stab you. And she like swings around her like machete.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you trying to intimidate him or trying to get him to?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can roll a command.
Risky?
Yeah.
Standard effect?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
6!
Fuck. Yeah, he drops his weapon and he's like, "Oh, okay." Runs off.
I'm intimidating as fuck. With the coast is clear, she's gonna start heading on her way.
The coast is clear. Yep. Yeah. So you guys managed to make it back to Rico in the truck, and he's sitting there, and the truck is humming, and he's like, "A fix. It's good. Mom won't be pissed at us."
Thank God. We took care of that. Let's get the fuck up. Let's get home right now.
Okay, perfect. And he takes you guys back home, back to your base.
Yeah.
Yeah. I give him that whiskey I promised him. Not all in one night. You would be sick for days and hate everything, including
Pace
yourself.
yourself.
Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much.
That is no, child. Listen to me. That is a vintage
Yeah.
Eruvian whiskey stored in my father's cellars. It's one of the few things I stole before I left.
I will appreciate it many times for a very, very long time.
You should
I will not
share
go.
it with
Yeah,
a nice friend. You know, a friend.
I will.
A
Yeah,
friend. A friend. Bring me the
Oh,
bottle back when you're done.
Okay,
Empty.
I will do.
I'll see you for tomorrow's shift, okay?
Yes, yep, absolutely. And he kind of looks around. Can I have some of the trance?
I mean,
Werman gives one of her boxes.
Thank you, sister. And he
much
like.
many drugs.
You can have my other ones up. We all know you're just hoarding them.
He looks like I don't know what you're talking about. Like I do so many drugs, so many of them.
So many.
And Rico says, Zep, if you need friend to do the drug,
Remember, he's
Rico and I are
underage,
buddies.
okay?
I understand now.
I finger guns because I'm awkward. Like
I
the
love
drug.
Don't like the drugs, but the drugs like me.
I add them to my collection. I'm like I think that Zap would have enough like acquired drugs that she's like purchased trying to be cool and then acquiring through jobs that maybe she should just start dealing because she's obviously not doing
I
them.
mean, at this point, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's your escape plan, is to sell all your drugs. And you...
Sell my
To
drugs.
buy an
I'm
island.
just gonna have a little drug empire. I have to think of a better
You
idea
want to
than
buy
penguins.
drug?
Yeah, stand
Yeah.
on the
Do you
corner.
want one drug or two?
I mean, if you want to open
I
the
mean-
church of the one drug, oh, the one drug.
The one
Church of the one drug.
It's just stand out really unknown. The one drug, and it's all, you know,
I
fake.
just put like I have like little tabs of acid. That's my pamphlets.
There you go.
Y-
Little postage
Your crew
stamp.
becomes a cult. Like,
Church
And I
of the
don't
one
touch any of
drug.
it. You never get high on your own supply.
So dumb. Oh man.
He adopts kittens. Like it's a good time.
Aww.
Do you get drug carrying penguins then?
I want to come up with a similar idea but different, and I haven't thought of one yet. I was thinking drug carrying bees, but then I realized that's not very effective. So
They're pretty small.
Yeah.
So in
They're
our other
small.
game, we ended off with like my character who was tamed, as
The
like
guy who
having-
made our drugs.
the
is
guy that made the
Wayne's
drugs was my
character.
character. He, I guess. Well, we end up saving like a bunch of penguins, but one of the penguins became his like lab assistant. So I just like. My part of me was like, yeah, he probably just sends this like unassuming penguin off with like on his back to his people that he's supplying.
Oh my god.
So I assume we complete the job successfully.
Yes. Successful work.
Then what? What happens? Do we talk to Amancio? What happens?
So you guys get your payment from Amancio in the order of 30 coin to split between the all of you.
We got Florky in the office, so haha.
I can replace my weapon.
Yes.
As well as he gives you a couple of names of some blue coats that you can for favors on your next score. One of them is Officer Barnes. And the other is the just happens to be the police chief.
Hopefully, I'd not stab one of them.
I mean, yeah, it's probably a good thing. Now, granted, they did see you. They saw all of us.
Yeah.
I'm going to need
But
to
now
change
that we
my
have
hair.
a police chief, then we could just have him say that it's not a problem.
Police chief in the back pocket. All right.
I like this font. It's a nice font.
Amazing.
And that was a heist.
Ooh,
Mhm.
A job.
A job. It was.
Blades in the Dark, you've now played it.
Yes. That's a lot of fun. I enjoy the system a lot. So, nice job, Evil Hat. This is good.
It's so good.
It works really great for one shots because it's all designed around the score system.
score,
so like
yeah.
you're always doing one score at a time.
Yep.
So if you want to do short games, we highly recommend it.
Great. Love it.
Mhm. Yeah, there was a couple points in there where I was like, "Oh, I could use the devil's bargain," and then you guys were like, "Actually, this way." I was like, "It's not going to apply anymore."
Yeah, we didn't have any devil's bargains this time. So yeah,
Nope.
one of the mechanics is the devil's bargain, where like he will give you a terrible choice to make
Right.
if you want to make something happen.
Right.
Yeah, you could still fail the roll with that extra die, but the thing would still happen.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Well, I think we'll call it there then. Thank you, Nate, for running this. Thank you, Courtney and Cayla, for playing along. Yay!
No problem.
That was awesome.
And thank you, audience, who are watching maybe one day. We appreciate you.
There's a couple people in there.
We've had a few folks in here.
Oh, really? That's great.
Yeah, so the link is in chat, but again, it's tinyurl.com/directrelief donate1, the number 1, to go and support Direct Relief, who's getting PPE and supplies in the hands of our healthcare workers who are dealing with the COVID pandemic. This has been a couple of games today. Earlier today, we did our Starfinder mini campaign kickoff, and I did not play Samara. I played the complete opposite of Samara. So it was got a little bit of weirdness there. And then tomorrow we are picking up on our Curse of Strahd campaign that I run as our party goes and tries to rescue the blood of Barovia. So we'll see if they can pick up some wine. I don't know. We'll see. So we'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Same channel. And that's it. That's all I got.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, people.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.